Hi YouTube, it's your boy Major Spectre here, back to bring you another video today. And as you guys probably know on the channel, I am a big racing fan. That's something I want to do this year after seeing a couple of videos. I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I'm going to do it now. You guys know that I'm a pretty big fan of NASCAR. I'm a pretty big fan of motorsports in general. I figured NASCAR, the Advanced Auto Parts Clash is this Sunday, and I need to get this video done if I'm going to make this video. I need to get it done and out probably by Friday-ish, which I'm probably just going to upload it later today. Anyways, yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be making a few little predictions here and there. Not really much more to that. Just doing this for fun. Why? I have no idea why OBS just did that. I apologize. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Sorry, that totally threw me out for a loop. That was retarded. Anyways, I'll be making one bold prediction for each series. Obviously, we're starting off with trucks. I'm gonna go through the championship because that's really what people care about. So, in trucks, this isn't really much of a bold prediction. It's probably the safest thing that is on this in this prediction type thing. The Eldora winner for trucks is Stewart Friesen. He should have won last year. Still really don't know what happened. I think he just had a long run car and lap traffic and cautions did not help him. He had a massive lead, and last year, if it goes green, he wins Eldora. Not to mention, it's possible that he could win at another short track, being Martinsville, because he is good at Martinsville as well, and he is racing for GMS. He has been ever since, I think, the week before they started doing playoffs. So, yeah, Stewart Friesen, he wins Eldora, and then, likewise, he would go into the round of 8. But now, let's actually get into the round of 8, and the first person, this is going to go in ascending order, in terms of points gained or most wins, that kind of stuff. So number 8, shall I say, seed number 8 going into the round of 8 for trucks is going to be Cody Coughlin. He's driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports. It's a slow year. I like Jegs. I like what they do in NHRA. Cody Coughlin isn't that fantastic of a driver, but he's driving in Kyle Busch equipment, and there's not really anyone. There's not a bunch of super huge names this year. Seed number 7, pointing his way in, will be GMS driver Dalton Sargent. He's running full time as a rookie for GMS, driving number 25. And, I apologize, I'm having real bad issues with, my palate. I feel like I got stuck back there. Anyways, he's gonna be a rookie, he's gonna point his way in, will, interestingly enough, score more points than Cody Coughlin, calling it right now. Seed number 6, I spoke of him earlier, Stewart Friesen. He'll be seed number 6. He'll win at least one race. I put him 7th because I think he's probably only going to win Eldora, although he will have good finishes throughout the year. Next, seed number 5 is Ben Rhodes, and not much about that. He's getting better as he goes along, and yeah, he's gonna win probably a race. I'm not gonna say more than that. Then next, starting the drivers with 2 wins. Oh, well, that's not what I meant to do, but you see him now. Is Noah Gragson. He's driving the 18. It's the same team that won with the championship with Christopher Bell last year. And he'll win probably 2 races. Seed number 3 is going to be Grant Enfinger. Not really much more to that. It's kind of expected. And then seed number 2, Johnny Sauter. The reason I have Enfinger over Gregson is because I think in the beginning of the year, Enfinger is going to be a lot better than Gregson, but as the year winds down, Noah will cut that gap down smaller and smaller and smaller. And then, obviously, your first seed winning probably 4 races is Matt Crafton. Johnny Sauter winning probably 3 races. And then the rest of the wins going to Cup leeches. On to the round of 6. At the very bottom, Stuart Friesen closed the gap to the guys ahead of him, because really it's kind of Crafton and Sauter, Enfinger, Gregson, Rhodes, Friesen, and then Sargent and Coughlin. That's kind of like Stewart's was kind of in limbo on his own in terms of, like, you know, average finishes, and, you know, being able to get the job done, etc. Out of all these guys. Next, you're the 6th guy, or number 5 to get through. It's going to be Ben Rhodes. Number 4 to get through, it's going to be Noah Gragson. Number 3 to get through is going to be Crafton. He's not going to win in the round of 6, but will place 2nd in both races, calling it right now. Winning, I forget exactly how they work out, but Enfinger, I believe, one of the first 2 tracks is short track, in which, I did the same thing, in which Grant Enfinger will win, and Johnny Sauter will win on the 1.5 mile. Whatever that might be. I forget what they are. I haven't looked at the schedule. I probably should have done that beforehand, but screw it. Championship 4, moving on. At the bottom, Ben Rhodes, he will point his way in. Also pointing his way in will be Noah Gragson. Also pointing his way in will be Grant Enfinger. And winning 1 race to get into the championship 4 will be Johnny Sauter. Johnny Sauter continues where he left off. The reason I don't have Matt Crafton is because I feel like he's going to have bad luck. I believe it in my heart of hearts. Also, he's kind of due for some bad luck. whether that be earlier in the season or later in the season. We will find out. But yeah. And then your championship, the champion for the 2018 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series season is Grant Enfinger with a win at Homestead. Give me a sec, I gotta blow my nose, so I apologize. Alright, sorry about that. I really believe in Grant as a driver. I think he's a little underappreciated, and I really feel like he can pull off the championship. I was a little... it's a little bit of a toss-up for me whether to make Enfinger the champion or Gregson the champion. But I think Noah really needs an extra year before he really sets the world on fire. So that is the trucks. On to Xfinity. My bold prediction for Xfinity is that Daniel Hemrick goes winless. I know to a lot of people that's probably not super surprising, considering where he's at, but he was consistently getting better. I think a lot of people expect him, well, maybe not a lot of people, but I think some people expect him to get his first Xfinity Series win this year, and I am going to say, with the guys that are going to be up front and the teams that they're driving for, no way. Not happening. Not at least this year. Not until at least one of them moves up full-time to Cup. Maybe next year he'll get his first win, but he's not gonna sniff that. Anyways, your round of 12, seed number 12 in this will be Brandon Jones. He's driving for Joe Gibbs Racing. He's gonna start off the beginning of the year a little rocky, towards the center of the or towards the middle of the season. He's gonna start to get hot, pick up a few top fives here and there, and then towards the end he's gonna drop off, be the last guy to point his way in. Next, a guy coming up to Xfinity for the first time in a while. Ryan Truex is going to point his way in one of the privateer teams. Actually beating out Brandon Jones by not very much. Brandon Jones just has a bunch of bad luck and has to fight from behind. The next guy to point his way in is going to be Ryan Sieg. Dang it, I did it again. Ryan Sieg will point his way in. As said before, Daniel Hemrick goes winless. He will be seed number 9. He will be seed number 9 and will be the first guy to lock himself in on points. Probably like 4 races till the playoffs. He will actually lock himself in with the 3 guys behind him and the guy on the outside, which I'm going to spoil you right now is Michael Annett. All really having a super tight battle to see who will get those last 3 spots. Actually, Daniel Hemrick is not the first guy to lock himself in on points. I forgot. I thought this guy was higher up the list, but he's not. So actually, the first guy to lock himself in on points is going to be Blake Cook. Not really a surprise there. They consistently do that quite often. So that is that. A guy who's going to get a surprise win, and in the last 10 races they will field him, even though he's only a part-timer. I'm calling right now, in his rookie season, John Hunter Nemechek wins at a short track. I don't know what short track he's running, but I'm calling it right now. John Hunter Nemechek wins at a short track or Kentucky. I would have said Gateway, but Gateway is a truck race, not an Xfinity Series race. So I believe that John Hunter Nemechek, even though he will have the least points out of any of the guys here, he will get at least one victory in his rookie season and will be the 7th seed for this round of 12. 6th seed winning the first Talladega race will be Ryan Reed. Not really a surprise there. He is probably the best Xfinity Series regular on a restrictor plate track, so what you gonna do? I'm gonna say he only gets one win, just like John Hunter. Also getting one win and locking himself in is going to be Brennan Poole. I probably spelled his name wrong, and if I did, I apologize. Correct me in the comments. I know you're going to. Brennan Poole will win one race. Also winning a race this season will be Justin Allgaier. And Allgaier will lock himself in. Next, now replacing William Byron in the number 9 car at Junior Motorsports. This might be a little biased, but my boy Tyler Reddick, he's getting 2 wins on the season. I'm calling it right now, at least before playoffs are concerned. I'm gonna say he wins at Dover, and I'm gonna say he wins at Dover and Texas. He's both places he's won before, obviously, in trucks. And places that I really think fit his driving style. So yeah, not much really more to that. Also winning 2 races, but by virtue of getting more points, then Reddick will be his teammate. Elliott Sadler will be seed number 2 in this round of 12, and seed number 1 winning 3 races is Christopher Bell in his rookie season. I wasn't the biggest fan of Christopher Bell, but at Eldora in the Kings Royal, I was there. Obviously, I only live 45 minutes away from that racetrack. I've been going there ever since I was a little kid. Christopher Bell started at the very back of the field, passed about 10 cars, and then with like 20 to go, there was a caution. So he was sitting in... No, he didn't pass like 10. He passed like 8. So he's sitting in like 16th position, right? He's like the last guy on the lead lap before the caution came out. Caution comes out, and in 20 laps, he rockets up to second when he's in like third. He got into the back of someone. I can't remember who it was. But he got into the back of someone and damaged his, and that contact moved his front wing on his sprint car to, like, the left side of it moved back, so it messed up his steering. Took him a lap to readjust, but he was still running down his teammate because he was driving Tony Stewart's sprint car, because Tony took a year off last year. Well, most of the year off last year as a driver in sprint cars. And he ran down Donnie Schatz, and had there been probably 5 laps left, Christopher Bell would have won, and he was just booking it on the outside. So I was the biggest fan of Christopher Bell and then last year also, what kind of really put the nail in the coffin is when he made a move on Eric Jones. Spoiler alert, I don't like Eric Jones. I think it's really annoying how they shove him down our throats. Yeah, not really much more to that. Just personal preference. Sorry. Anyways, Christopher Bell is going to be really good. He's obviously, Joe Gibbs has the best equipment, so why would you expect anything else? Round of 8. Last guy to advance through. The last guy to advance through is, because by virtue of him getting the win, he's gonna score just enough points, and John Hunter Nemechek will advance through to the round of 8. Above him will be Daniel Hemrick. Above Hemrick will be Blake Cook. Above Cook will be Poole. Above Poole will be Allgaier. Above Allgaier will be Reddick. Winning a race in the round of 12 will be Elliott Sadler. Winning the other race in the round of 12 will be Christopher Bell. Championship 4. Elliott Sadler has a little bit of bad luck, but will still make the championship 4. Reddick just consistently finishing well. Puts it there. Christopher Bell will work his way in, and then winning. I think this is where the Roval comes in. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Roval is in the round of 8. And Brennan Poole will win that. If the Roval is in the round of 12, which I really don't think it is, then I think Brennan Poole will win in the round of 12, and I still think he will point his way into the championship 4. And then winning at Homestead, because I really think it fits their driving style. This might be a little bit biased, but I'm telling you guys right now, going 2 years in a row, that number 9 junior motorsports team is going to win the championship. Albeit not as dominant of a season as Byron. Tyler will finish the season with like 3, what did I say, like 3 wins? Yeah. He will finish the season with 3 wins and be your Xfinity Series champion. I'm calling it right now. If he doesn't, it's because he gets it stolen away from him, like he had the truck championship when who was it wrecked him that year? Germán Quiroga wrecked him earlier in the year, and then he got into it with one of the Kyle Busch Motorsports trucks, and then that person's teammate wrecked him at Canadian Tire, I believe it was, and he went from being 11 points ahead to 11 points behind and finished with 12 points. And finished with a 12-point deficit. And that was before the trucks had had the championship round. So, had that not happened, he would have won by 10 points. Not really much more to that. I really think that, he's a quiet person. He's a kind person. I really think that he is one of the better drivers in NASCAR. He just needs to be given the right chance. I mean, last year he got off to a rough start with Ganassi. He did eventually get a win in Kentucky, beating out his then teammate Brendan Poole in a 1-2 finish. And he's in probably the best single team in Xfinity as far as regulars go. I think it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but I mean, it might be a little bit of bias, but I really just think that he's gonna prevail. I've stalled enough. Let's move on to Cup. That's what we're really here for. So in Cup, pointing his way into the playoffs in his rookie season, vastly outperforming the car, Darrell Wallace Jr. I probably completely spelled his name wrong, and if I did, I apologize, but it's too late now. I never actually know how to spell it, because I've seen the name Darrell spelled both ways, and I just don't remember how he spells his, because everyone just calls him, and, everyone calls him Bubba, so. Anyways, also pointing his way in, continuing his winless streak, Clint Bowyer will point his way in. Also pointing his way in, with Ford being Brad Keselowski said the way the Fords are, their nose creates a lot of resistance, a lot more than the Chevy or the Toyota. And while Ford may have the best engines, the aerodynamic limitations really hinder them. And I'm going to say Kurt Busch, like teammate Clint Bowyer, does not get a win. Also not getting a win, but pointing his way into the playoffs by virtue of just being really consistent, is William Byron. So your bottom 4 drivers will not win a race. I forgot about my bold prediction for Cup. My bold prediction for Cup is that Ryan Blaney wins the Daytona 500 and Kyle Larson wins his second Coke 600. Sorry, I forgot about that. Next, winning a single race is Eric Jones. Also, winning a single race, specifically Talladega, Brad Keselowski. Also winning a race, specifically Phoenix, is Alex Bowman. Also winning a race, specifically Martinsville, Denny Hamlin. Winning 2 races, being Daytona and Texas, is Ryan Blaney. Why did that move that up? Okay, hang on. Undo. There we go. I have no idea why that just did that. Anyways. Also, winning 2 races. Specifically, I actually don't know specifically what races he'll win, but also winning 2 races is Joey Logano, having a rebound year. Winning 2 races this year, before the Chase, I don't know which 2, but Chase Elliott will win 2 races. Winning 3 races is Kyle Busch. Winning 3 races is Kevin Harvick. Winning 4 races is Jimmy Johnson. Winning 6 races is Martin Truex Jr. And then I think if I did the math right, Kyle Larson will win 9 races. It could be 7, and then Truex could be 5. But I can't remember if I did math right. And if I didn't, I really don't give a shit. Anyways, the last guy to advance through to the round of 12, Eric Jones. Guy above him be his teammate Denny Hamlin. Above Hamlin will be Joey Logano. Above Logano will be Alex Bowman. Gosh, I clicked the wrong thing like an idiot. Alex Bowman. Above Alex Bowman will be Ryan Blaney. Still not getting a win, but continuously just averaging his way in. William Byron. Above Byron, Kevin Harvick. Above Harvick, Chase Elliott. Above Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr. with a little bit of bad luck. Above Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch. Above Kyle Busch winning 1 race is Jimmy Johnson. And above Jimmy Johnson winning 2 races is Kyle Larson. Round of 8, at the very bottom, you have Kevin Harvick. Above him, Ryan Blaney. Above him, once again, just averaging his way through, William Byron. Above Byron is his teammate Chase Elliott. Above Chase Elliott is, I clicked the wrong thing, but it's Jimmy Johnson. Above Jimmy Johnson is Kyle Busch winning 1 race. Dang it, I did the dang thing again. Above Kyle Busch winning 1 race is Martin Truex Jr. And above Martin Truex Jr. winning 1 race is Kyle Larson. Championship 4. Going into Championship 4. Pointing his way in is Chase Elliott. Winning his way in at Phoenix is Kevin Harvick. Also winning his way in is Kyle Busch. And the last guy to make the Championship 4 winning his way in is Kyle Larson. Now, you're probably sitting here saying, well, where's Martin Truex Jr.? Well, I'm going to say that Martin Truex Jr. is due for some really bad luck after 3 years of extremely good luck in Furniture Row. I believe he's going to have the luck at the end of the season that Kyle Larson did. Maybe not as, monumental, but his bad luck is going to keep him from winning a race and moving on to the Championship 4. Honestly, he's probably the guy on the outside in. If I could choose 5, even with his bad luck, I would still probably put him 5th, with Byron, or with Jimmy, Blaney, and then Byron. Inside in. I believe Chase Elliott is gonna get 2 second place finishes and is just gonna point his way to death into this championship for. And then your champion, I've been calling it since last year. He should have won last year if he didn't have literally everything go wrong in the last 4 races. And I think the first guy, and the guy to adapt best to the Camaro, is going to be the number 4, being Kyle Larson. I think the way the points play out, and just the dominance and speed, that just raw speed that Larson has shown, and even Ganassi, that he's just gonna blow everyone out of the water this year. In order of your championship for, Larson, Busch, Elliott, Harvick finishing in about 10th. Larson obviously winning at Homestead. Not much more to that. In terms of Xfinity, it'll be Reddick, Bell, Sadler, Poole. And then trucks, it'll be Enfinger, Gregson, Sauter, Rhodes. Yeah, not really more that I can say on that. This is just something I did for fun. If you liked, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Keep in mind, these are all just predictions. Because honestly, I really think Reddick is gonna win in that championship car, but it would not surprise me if, ever since Byron, even though, because Byron was a rookie last year too, but it would not surprise me if Christopher Bell won, just because he's in Gibbs equipment. I mean, he's a really good driver, but he's in the best equipment. And the only team that can really compete with him for that is, the only team that can really compete in that manner, is Junior Motorsports. And while Gibbs will have the advantage and get the better of them, through most of the year, I do believe that at the very end, Reddick will pull ahead and pull out a shocking win, whether it be through fuel mileage or actual just shockingly able to hold off Bell in the closing stages of the laps. I really do think and hope that Reddick wins this championship. He should be a truck champion before the fiasco happened. But, that's racing. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that wonderful stuff, and I will see you guys in the next video. This is Major, out. Goodbye.